we have with us right now Mr. Navin Berry. He's the brain behind Cinemascapes. It's the 12th edition is about to take place in Mumbai on 18th December. We'll find out about that and a lot much more. Pleasure having you on board.
Thank you so much, Faridoon. Thank you very much.
And if you could please tell us more about Cinemascapes. It is you're trying to integrate cinema with tourism, which is something that I think almost everyone associates cinema with.
Right.
Because many people, they don't realize, but many of the films, they encourage tourism in a big way in many countries, and that is something that is business as well. So if you could please first of all introduce about that, and then we can take it forward.
Thank you, Faridoon. This is the 12th year that we've been running this event.
Right.
And we've got some big names in Bollywood that have been associated with our event. We've had the Film Guild of India as a partner, and in recent years we picked up a couple of more like the MPA and the ASAP. We're looking at different verticals in which cinema tourism is getting developed. So there is obviously the big screen, there's also the small screen. A lot of our television programs, a lot of our television serials take little escapes to some location or the other, to Mauritius or Nepal or Sri Lanka or Dubai. So there is also television which is popularizing locations. There is also the advertising commercial world. They go for a quick TV commercial and they need a location which is very, very different, very exotic, built around to, so you'll see a television commercial of a leading car manufacturer, how the car goes around winding slopes in Europe or wherever else they could, identify where it suits their kind of theme and the product proposition. So we're trying to put all of it together, and it's acquired there's a small B2B on the side, but largely it is discussing trends in cinema tourism. Cinema locations now. There are going to be about 10 locations at our edition this year who are going to meet film producers across these verticals that I mentioned to you, and they're going to be discussing with them what's it for them to go now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so it's on 18th December in Mumbai, and could you please tell us that who are the industry veterans that you've invited, because you told me a few names which were very interesting, so that gives an insight.
There are 2-3 parts Faridoon, to the entire program, and we start off with the Cinema Tourism Summit, where we have some 60 to 80 leadership across these verticals, and also from tourism boards, state tourism departments and media, and they sit together. There are ambassadors, there are diplomats, there are film producers, television producers, and they're sitting together to highlight what is happening in the last year or so in this entire business of cinema tourism and the business of selling locations to the producers. It's become very competitive in recent times. In the state governments, for instance, all across India, many of them have now got a film unit, and they're also facilitating film production in cities like Delhi tourism, for instance, or Gujarat or Madhya Pradesh. They all have a film unit happening, and this film unit is like a single window which helps. I won't say it's clearances, but it helps in facilitation of the film production.
All right, and now one aspect that people don't maybe realize as well, that maybe if you can please shed some light in that people have this perception that if you're going to shoot in foreign locations, so maybe it is more costly. There are many subsidies that film guys, they tend to get, which makes shooting abroad more cost effective than actually shooting in India. And even apart from that, you need less clearances, and it is far easier to shoot in many locations. So if you could please talk about that, that'd be wonderful.
See, I think there are 2-3 elements here. One is, of course, the cost. The other is the ease of filming. And in a lot of countries now, particularly what is becoming a hot favorite is many countries of Eastern Europe. And I'm glad to say it's cheaper. Getting 1,000 people on a set is that much cheaper than getting them in India. And in many of these countries, There are the erstwhile gypsies, which also have strong Indian type faces to show. So they can easily, be cobbled up as extras on a set, and they cost cheaper. Shooting is decidedly cheaper in a lot of these countries. Some of them have given visa on arrival. Some of them are giving you a very strong presence in terms of line producers who will understand what an Indian film producer needs, and those are being met with. And I think there's always the charm of going to a faraway land, 30 days, 60 days, finishing off all the shooting and just coming back and getting into pre-production. So it's very intensive business, but I must say that a lot of states in India now, as I mentioned to you a little while ago, have become very, very active.
Uttar Pradesh for that matter.
Uttar Pradesh, yes. Subsidies have started also coming. And also what started coming is the realization that in tourism we have various ways you can market your destination, your product. So people are realizing that instead of putting mega bucks into television, in terms of advertising, print production, you can also sell a destination by just getting some of your locations featured in a movie. So you can actually, that money, that subsidy which is coming, is a marketing expense. So they are writing it off as a marketing expense, knowing that this big budget movie is going to make my location very popular. Spain, as you remember, that was a very, very prime example.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, and sir, if you could tell us something about the future of this entire cinema tourism, as you've given the term as well, and how do you look at it, and how do you see that it getting revolutionized in the near future?
I see only more and more of it happening, and I also see that in many ways you are going to see a lot of the niche film producers. It's not only the big bang producers, the big production houses. You will find documentaries, short films, television. As I said, television is going to corner a lot of the space in the coming years, and our economy is growing, our connectivity is growing as a country. So I only see more and more countries overseas, more and more states getting more and more active, because it is, like I said, it's a marketing tool.
Absolutely.
It's a marketing tool, and they realize that nothing sells better. This is an old concept actually, if you recall, Kashmir Ki Kali and all. So Love in Tokyo, Tokyo became instantly famous amongst Indian cinema goers. So I think it's only going to catch on.
Okay, so sir, all the best wishes for Cinemascapes on 18th December in Mumbai, and we hope that it's a grand success, and it's a unique idea, and I hope that more and more people get to know about it, because it, I think, dispels notions about the industry as well, and it's not merely the locations that you're seeing, it's also a marketing tool which they're not realizing it, and I hope that people get educated about that. Thank you very much, sir, and all the best wishes. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.